Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Macapagal, and I am a student in Grand Canyon University under the guidance of Dr. Afton Sue Sediker. Today, I'm going to present my evidence-based practice project proposal, which is related to two nurses' skin assessment preventing hospital-acquired pressure injuries. First, why evidence-based practice important? Because it is an activity, strategy, instructions, or demonstration that is statistically significant in improving outcomes of studies. What are the objectives of my presentation? After the presentation of all the slides, the speakers hope that the audiences will understand the importance of two nurses' skin assessment, its significance and effect on the patient care delivery system. Everyone will be able to recognize facility culture and readiness, what are the characteristics of the facility and needs in preparation for the change and implementation of the evidence-based project proposal. Everyone will be able to identify the model and framework used in the research, comprehend various implementation plan utilized to prevent hospital-acquired pressure injuries, and will be able to evaluate the significance and purpose of the research. Power of two nurses skin assessment. A two-person skin assessment upon admission builds a foundation for pressure injury prevention and promotes quality patient care by prioritizing the assessment of skin and prevention of injury. Adversely affect at-risk patient population and hospital settings. Hospital-acquired pressure injuries increase the risk of death in vulnerable patient population. In addition, it costs healthcare agencies around 9 to 11 billion annually. It is based in the study of Padula and Pronovost 2018. Inconsistent completion and documentation of the patient skin assessment, both upon admission and daily throughout their hospital stay, are identified barriers to improving patient outcomes. Implementing a two nurses, four eyes on skin assessment model upon admission and daily during the patient's stay will decrease the incidence on hospital-acquired pressure injuries. But what is this all about? PICOT, P-I-C-O-T. Pressure injuries are fundamental safety concern in people aged 65 and older and admitted to hospital or living in nursing homes. Problems will further identify processes and procedures that will help reduction of prevalence and incidence of pressure injuries among selected population. As an advanced practice registered nurse involved in patient care of the population aged 65 and older in a clinical setting, the intervention is very significant to positive patient care outcome. The intervention improves nursing accountability in performing admission skin assessment on all patients within 24 hours of admission, also improves the presence of and accuracy of documentation of wounds present on admission. In addition, the intervention will directly decrease rates of hospital-acquired pressure injuries. And finally, it improves the standard of care by implementing plans of care related to skin breakdown, wounds, and pressure injuries. The PICOT problem statement in patient age 65 and older admitted to a hospital with fragile skin condition, through proper skin assessment with two nurses within 4 hours of inpatient admission when compared to patients age 65 and older without proper skin checks of two nurses, showed 30% or higher case reduction of hospital-acquired pressure injuries over the course of 6 months. Clinicians are encouraged to use the classification system adopted by their healthcare setting in the most consistent way. The number of patients age 65 and older admitted to the hospital in one year period or less was identified to have a high percentage of hospital-acquired pressure injuries, with some described as new injuries and others described known yet possibly evolving injuries. The study assessed the feasibility of nursing handouts notes to identify underreported hospital-acquired pressure injury events, processes and learnings from using the Promoting Action and Research Implementation in Health Services framework, considering the evidence context and facilitation to address the injuries, significantly decreased pressure injuries and positive practice change, leading to improved patient outcomes in shorter time frame than previous strategies presented. The organizational culture of the facility where this evidence-based practice proposal is done is very important aspect of organization. The totality of expectation and briefs practiced by all employees, and the factors that consist organizational culture like common norms, values, and beliefs. The organization for which the EBP project is proposed has a leadership structure headed by the executive director, followed by the director of nursing and departmental heads of rehabilitation, wellness, environmental services, and dietary staff included. Leadership style used by the leaders is democratic styles. Next, how is the organizational readiness of the facility? Organizational readiness assessment can be performed to learn about the degree of motivation within a candidate organization for delivering and implementing a global health intervention, assess the abilities within organizations, help improve one or more organizational capacities, and empower organizations to bring more value to their clients. Each objective can be useful to determine organizational readiness. The organizational readiness tool I choose to discuss is the Organizational Readiness for Change tool. ORC is an assessment instrument focusing on motivation and personality attributes of program leaders and staff, institutional resources, and organizational climate. It helps user understand organizational factors related to implementing new technologies in a program. The Organizational Readiness tool I choose to discuss the Organizational Readiness for Change is an assessment instrument focusing on motivation and personality attributes of program leaders and staff. Institutional resources and organizational climate. It helps user understand the organizational factors related to implementing new technologies in a program. What is the problem statement? Pressure injuries remain a serious health complication for patients and nursing staff. Clinicians are encouraged to use the classification system adopted by their healthcare setting in the most consistent way. The number of patients aged 65 and older admitted to hospital in one year period was identified to have a high percentage of hospital-acquired pressure injuries, with some described as new injuries and others described known yet possibly evolving. The study assessed the feasibility of nursing handoff notes to identify unreported hospital-acquired pressure injuries. Processes and learnings from the study and facilitation to address these injuries significantly decreased pressure injuries and positive practice change, leading to improvement patient outcomes in a shorter time frame. we will go to the literature review and the synthesis of the literature used in the study. The literature search is done through PubMed database. Search questions are formulated, primary concepts are identified, synonyms were gathered, subject headings were located, and search terms refined and searched in PubMed. The first article is entitled Most Hospital-Acquired Complications Among Older Adults Are Associated with Frailty. The Southwestern Sydney Frailty and Hospital-Acquired Complication Study, published in 2024. The explanation between frailty and the risk of hospital-acquired complication among older adults and patients admitted were included to study the relationship on the other number of cumulative frailty deficit items and hospital-acquired complications and infections. Certain events including deliriums, falls, and multiple types of infections are also mentioned. The second article is entitled Validation of the Helsinki University Hospital Prevent Pressure Injury Risk Assessment Tool, a prospective observation study published in 2022. The participants are older than 19 years old, cases with no infections on new admission to the hospital, and participating with signed consent. The third article is entitled Pressure Injury Risk Assessment and Prescription of Preventative Intervention Using a Structured Tool versus Clinical Judgment, an inter-rater agreement of the study, published in 2024. The study aims to evaluate pressure injury risk level and change in preventive intervention prescription between nurses using a structured risk assessment tool compared with clinical judgment. The last article of this paper is entitled System-Wide Practice Change Program to Combat Hospital-Acquired Pressure Injuries, Translating Knowledge into Practice, published in 2020. Utilizing the approach resulted in a substantial decrease in pressure injuries and positive practice change directed at improved patient outcomes. The list of articles helps research in finding ways and strategies to reduce cases of pressure sores in adult age 65 and older. Organizational Change Model. The Organizational Readiness for Change tool is the tool chosen by this researcher in the study. The Organizational Readiness for Change was assessed utilizing ORC scale as an assessment tool. The ORC scale focuses on evaluating the readiness of an organization to implement changes, measuring factors such as leadership support, resources, and employee perception of change. What are the implementation plan? First is the management approval will be obtained, notifying the significant participants of the purpose and goal of the proposed project, follows the strict use of ethical principles, and staff members will be briefed on expectations and their roles. Furthermore, it is important to tell the skilled nursing facility that the implementation plan follows the strict use of ethical principles such as obtaining approval from the participants before implementation. Staff members will be briefed on the project expectation and their roles during the execution of the projects. The subjects for the study, patients who will be admitted to the facility for long-term care or short-term rehabilitation with fragile skin condition and underlying comorbidities. Monitoring development of pressure injuries after thorough skin assessment of 2 nurses upon admission, regardless of the stage of infection, stage 1 to stage 4. Speaking impact. The data evaluation shall be obtained in 3 phases. The first phase, data shall be obtained before the implementation process to determine the patient's satisfaction with their current intervention plans. These survey findings will assess the existing practice within the skilled nursing facility, and shall be collected during the actual implementation anytime in the middle of the week for 2 to 24 weeks. This second phase finding shall enable the staff members to determine the intervention methods, acceptability, and patient compliance rates. Lastly, the data collected at the end of the project will assess the overall outcome and effectiveness in providing patient conditions on pressure injuries from documentation review. The quantitative research design will use in finding satisfaction and feeling of patients because of it enables the collection of feedback in terms of digits and figures, which can analyze systematically to measure the variables of the study and test hypothesis questions. Evaluation plan is the data evaluation shall be obtained in 3 phases. First phase, data shall be obtained before the implementation process. Data collection shall be collected during the actual implementation, and data collected at the end of the project will assess the overall outcome and effectiveness. The data collection tool will be used. The data collection that will be used in the study is patient record review of patients aged 65 and older, clinical record review, validity of the instruments, testing the reliability, and usability is emphasized by the application. Seeking feedback is very important, reflecting on the performance as we go through the study, exploring new techniques that will be effective, and setting personal goals and objectives, and iterate and adapt to changes and needs as preferred by the participants. So what is the conclusion of the study? In summary, since the major population at risk for developing pressure ulcers are older adults who have multiple risk factors that increase their vulnerability, the design of this evaluation plan not only certifies a strong assessment of the project's effectiveness, but also creates a framework for future research undertakings in adult healthcare, contributing to the ongoing advancement of evidence-based practice in preventing development of HAPI. This comprehensive approach not only improves the project's immediate influence but also sets the stage for extended implication influencing healthcare strategies and policies aimed at improving patient care outcomes in adult health initiatives. This ends my presentation, and if you have any questions, I am ready to answer those as much as I can with the use of our references. Thank you very much, and these are the references used in the presentation. I hope